let's go here. They're still streaming now. Um, I normally there's a common courtesy amongst YouTubers that you don't stream somebody else's stream, but I didn't have time to screen record and chop it up, whatever. So I just want to catch. I want to catch. Once again, they're still upset about the Lupita Nyong'o casting. Between her and Elliot Page and Travis Scott, between three actors combined, might be 10 minutes altogether. Might be 10 minutes altogether. Literally. All the thumbnails with the angry, ugly Lupita crying and the Cimarron, the Elliot Page jokes, literally. And all the gripes about a rapper rapping. He wasn't rapping, he was storytelling. Literally 10 minutes combined between all three of these actors in this movie. What are you mad about? Let's go. Once again, hey, you know what? I say observe and report, but if you feel like jumping into these people's lions dens and coliseums and taking your shots at them, by all means. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to how regular white men view race and colorism amongst black people. Okay, their take is weird. Okay, I think every ethnicity has a racial caste system. So when I hear white dudes say, well, you guys don't like dark skin, light skin, it's everywhere. Rest in peace to Khalid Muhammad, right? He said, yeah, being a Muslim is cool, but he said everywhere on this planet you go, you got white Muslims on top, black Muslims on the bottom. I don't care where you go on this planet, whatever religion you are, white Christians on top, black Christians on the bottom. Yeah, you can be a white Buddhist on top, black Buddhist on the bottom. I don't give a fuck what religion we're talking about. Hell, white Masons top, black Masons on the bottom. Yes? So every ethnicity has a color caste system that they all ascribe to, push, and feed into, and set parameters in place to keep it that way. Yes? Okay. Why don't they make their own Odyssey? You know, that's a very good question. Indians are probably the worst when it comes to caste. You know, same thing with Africans. White South Africans on top, black Africans on the bottom. Jay, brother, I didn't even, this shit was in my algorithm. Like now I'm being bombarded with white men losing their minds. Once again, no disrespect to Comics Division. You know, like I said, the rule is amongst us YouTubers, you don't stream somebody else's live stream. And I don't want to do that, but I didn't have enough time to kind of catch the interaction and the main point. So hopefully they don't take too offense to what I'm just trying to make a point. I will chop this up into his own video. But once again, I broke my own rule. I always tell you guys, observe and report, never engage, but today got engaged. So please forgive me. But let's go here. Pay attention.
Has sworn off Nolan films because it's cast the audacity of featuring both a black woman and a trans man. That's not the issue. It's not the fucking issue.
That's way down the list.
Well, okay. The problem with this argument is that if this was just like a fucking regular movie, you know, and it had Lupita Nyong'o and Ellen Page, whatever the fuck in it, nobody would fucking care, right? It's the fact that you're doing this in a time period where none of that wouldn't be happening. Okay, that's the problem.
Okay, once again, they're gonna die on this hill that there were no Africans, Egyptians, no dark-skinned people in ancient Greece, when ancient Greece is littered and washed over with blackness, Africanness, whatever the case you want to call it. Okay, and once again, he's a part of Nerd Rock. Oh, now it makes sense. Okay, now it makes sense. Let's continue. I know, man. I know. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. But I had to. It literally just came across my algorithm not 10 minutes before I got on. But let's go. Let's keep it going. We'll get to the part where I jump in here. real quick.
Okay, that's the fucking problem. It's like, did the Greeks have contact with Africa? Absolutely, they had contact with Egypt.
Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Yep.
Contact. They said contact. This does not look like contact. This looks a little bit more than contact, right? Okay. This is an Electrum Hecte, right? Circa 560, 545 BC. This is from the city of Phocaea in Iona. This is an African man. This is clearly an African man. There is a African head on a form of currency in ancient Greece. Contact my ass. Don't reduce. See how they always want to reduce our interactions and our influence around this goddamn shitty ass God's green earth. They always want to seek to reduce and minimize and whitewash us. Yes? Okay? Let's see here. Persons of color even appear on ancient Greek coins and were afforded places of honor. Delphus, after whom Delphi was said to have been named, was depicted as an African on some coinage. Let's see. African legendary heroes also depicted on the coinage of Athens, Lesbos, and Phocis. In some vase paintings, Homeric Circe is depicted as African. Okay? Possibly in order to emphasize her exotic nature, as are some of the Theseus' youthful followers. A number of Africans are depicted on vases and masks, suggesting both close contact and fascination with them as people, and at no stage is there an intimation that the African physical type was considered in any way ugly or inferior. While Philostratos wrote of the charming Ethiopians with their strange color, Xenophanes argued that beauty is relative, stating that Africans portrayed their gods in their own image, just as Thracians did, according to their own type. Okay? Okay. Let's get back to this. Once again, I tell you to observe and report. If you choose to engage, just be mindful. Let's continue.
Did they have contact with sub-Saharan Africans? Maybe not as much as the Greeks. The Egyptians, and other Greeks. But the issue is that when it comes down to it, can you actually physically place Africans in Greece? It comes down to, show me the archaeological evidence, and that's ultimately the problem.
Here's where
I just showed you a goddamn coin with an African's head on it in ancient Greece. Chow. Listen, the castles. Yeah. Listen, this is why I tell y'all to don't engage, because the amount of brain cells you're gonna lose arguing these people, it's only make you upset. But let's continue. So according to E and K, we weren't around there like that. I would tell you this. This is what you do. You ask a white person, where's Carthage? Average white person would say it's in Rome. Ask a black person, it's in Africa. You see the difference? Carthage of Africa predates Carthage of Rome. Yes? We know the stories of Hamilcar tearing up, whooping ass all through, up and down through Greece. Come on, let's continue.
made my argument that I would have less of an issue with that aspect of it. Like, you could have even just thrown a line like, what's his face, the Bernthal character and his brother had like some success where they had, conquered some, Middle Eastern and African like tribes or something like that in other places. And they took Helen as a trophy. But you have to make her appealing and attractive. Okay, see, that's the problem. And I'm sorry.
Well, I think a lot of it too.
There are plenty of people who are saying that Lupita is attractive, but not enough people find her attractive. And it has nothing to do with her race. It just has to do with that she's just not an attractive woman.
Okay. Had you just left it there, but then let's listen to the examples of attractive black women that he lists, and you tell me what's the issue with the list of attractive black women to his periphery. This is how he views it. You ready? Let's go.
I'm sorry. And because like I've said before, if this was 20 years ago and you cast Halle Berry in the role, or Vanessa Williams or somebody like that, anybody else, I don't care. If you find somebody who's actually beautiful.
Halle Berry, Vanessa Williams, in his eyes, is beautiful. But somebody of Lupita Nyong'o's phenotype is not. Let's continue.
to look at. Shit, even Whitney Houston back in the day, right? Like somebody like that made. I wouldn't have
What it
cared.
comes down to is that I don't think she's ugly. I don't think she's hot, right?
That's my
the
thing. It's
big-
like I'm not saying she's butt ugly. I'm just saying
Yeah.
she's not the type of woman when I think of going like that. Most people would go, "Oh God, yes," or men, sit there like with Sydney Sweeney and they drool over her, right? Like I mean,
Right.
you don't
Well,
see
she
that
has
here.
giant boobs.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
I do.
does.
But Lupita doesn't, and that would
Yeah.
be help.
The issue is that we know exactly where Helen came from, right? That's kind of thing. Now,
Right, that's the other problem too.
if Nolan said, "Hey, I'm going to take the Odyssey and I'm going to create my own, not adaptation," and that's the argument people are going to use. Well, this is Nolan's Odyssey.
Can I time out for just a
Sure.
second? Because I don't know if they're being serious or not, but not.
Okay, he wanted to time me out. He thought I was trolling him. I wasn't. He wanted to time me out. Now the fact that they had 1,000 people, in this chat, and he just happened to see my comment, and it's scrolling pretty good. So that means he's watching the chat, because I guess they would expect people would come in to give him pushback, and I guess if you give him pushback, he's going to assume that you're black. I'm just speculating, y'all. But the fact that he wanted to time me out because based on what I said. But come on, let's go. Let's continue.
Rusty Fripple says, "Is she?" Or no, sorry, it was Super Sly says, "Is she too dark for y'all taste?" I have had so many people come at me and say that. Do you realize that white people care less or don't even think about that shit nearly as much as black people do?
Is that right? This white man, this old fat white man, this is the same old fat white man that had a meltdown over the He-Man movie. This man said white folk don't care about skin complexion as much as I just watched Serena Williams when her daddy was alive go from damn near dark chocolate to a whole goddamn, I don't know what she is now. Right? You know, all those nasty, filthy, old, rich white man. They love to some dark women. They don't want no light-skinned woman. They want dark as fuck. Now, once again, these are regular, schmegular ass white dudes whose opinions really don't matter. They're non-select. No woman is falling over these guys, right? No one's dropping the panties to give them some and wanting to get on their knees and pleasure them. Do you understand? But let's continue. Let's continue.
I have never thought about that shit in my entire
Well,
fucking
let me ask
life.
you, dude. Have you dated a black woman before? Because I have.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Dated or fucked on? Wait, have you dated? I mean, dated like you're my woman. It's been 10, 12, 11 months, a year or two, or just, you what the homeboy say in Monsters Balls? You want the N juice? You want some nig juice? Because dating and fetishizing or having someone just for the sake of it, they're not the same. Oh, I've dated black women. Oh, welcome to the club. Come on, you're invited to the cookout, sir. You're invited to the cookout. Listen, all those filthy, nasty ass, who's the Peter Nygaard ass type of dudes that like to, get pissed on and they want the darkest thing they can find. But let's continue.
there you go.
Eartha
Right.
Kitt's hot.
That answers everything right
I
there,
don't
buddy.
think about the shade of black they are. Like, to me, it doesn't
I
matter, but
agree.
it seems to matter more to that race than it
Yeah,
does
that's
to
the
us.
one everyone brings up is what RTRJ is saying.
It matters to every race. Do we not see Argentina catching hell around the world for their racist views on darker colored people? Are we not watching? A lot of people didn't know how racist Argentina was. The best thing about this World Cup is showing people around the world, like, how nasty certain countries are towards the majority of darker complected people. That's the best thing that I could say about this, the World Cup coming here to the Americas this go round. But come on. Come on, let's continue. Pay attention.
Eartha Kitt was Helen of Troy about 50 years ago.
Yeah, but
That I
she
can
also
understand.
kind of looked the part, though. I mean,
She also kind of looked the part. How does Eartha Kitt look like Helen of Troy? Once again, in their eyes, light-skinned black women are to be. That's why nobody really got upset when she played Catwoman. You understand? Eartha Kitt is a light-skinned chick. Make no mistake about it. This is a light-skinned woman. So his answers just, prove what I said right. Yeah, the lighter they are, the better you are. Yeah, proximity to whiteness. Well, listen, it is what it is. And the fact that this is still an issue for them, it's like y'all got some real deep-seated issues that y'all need to work out. Y'all have some huge inferiority complexes. And this movie doing so well with the cast that it has, I don't know, what are you complaining about? Matt Damon is not a cuck. He still kicks ass. He never says, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? The only time he had a moment of weakness is when he finally got back to Ithaca, or whatever the name of the place is, and he poses as the beggar. And I think the best part of the movie is that montage, the soliloquy he tells to Penelope. She's like, oh, you saw him. He's like, yeah, my queen. And he wore this special pin of Athena wrapped in vines. And then he goes to telling the story why it may have taken him so long to come back home. We had 10 years of war unleashed in one night. It's a beautiful speech. And not one shape, form, or fashion did this strong white man look weak. You got what y'all always grew up seeing. Strong white men taking charge, leading a group of men, and still getting the shit done. What are we talking about? What are we complaining about? You're complaining about 3 characters that got 10 minutes of screen time combined. Let's get back to this. These white dudes, I'm talking regular ass dudes. Listen, oligarchs don't talk like this about race and whatever. They don't bother with this shit. You let Elon Musk troll you and rage bait you. Elon Musk is not desirable. And this man's worth, what y'all say, he claims he's worth $1 trillion. No, even he's not desirable. Even he's not respected amongst his peers. But let's continue. Let's continue.
That's what they're trying. That's sort of what they're trying to do to justify this. This is what they're trying to do to justify this. Listen, if I'm being completely honest, knowing everything, what I know of Greece at that time and everything, I'll tell you what, the perfect girl would have been probably Anna Taylor-Joy. I hope I got that name.
Okay, Anya. He wanted Anya Taylor-Joy to play Helen. Now, she has a weird look about her. This is who he wanted to play. That white man said he wanted this to be his Helen of Troy. I get it, man. You like what you like. I get it. You like what you like. But the fact that, this is the same argument we had with the whole Sasuke thing. Was he a Japanese samurai or not? Was he a black samurai or not? This is the same argument we had with the Sasuke. When we had a Japanese scholar say, yeah, it pretty much leans towards him being black. Well, then he wasn't a real samurai because he wasn't consecrated as a... No, the Japanese man said, he was pretty much a legit samurai. And Mr. H and all those goofball ass white boys was like, he wasn't. I'll never support this gang. Shut your goofy ass up. Come on, man. Once again, she has a look. I can't be mad at if the white man said that, hey, I want to see a white woman play in a supposed white role, even though there's different tellings of Homer's stories that depict Helen not being white, but she was something else. But okay, let's continue. Was it Yusuke? Okay, my bad, Yusuke. You know what I meant, though. Let's continue. Once again, observe and report. But if you choose to engage, just be mindful. Let's go.
Right. Yeah,
probably
Anya
for the type of woman that they would have.
Ultimately,
that would
the
be
point that I'm
who
making is
they
that
would
we
have
know
for back then.
where Helen came from, right? She came from Sparta. She was Spartan.
Yeah, she's a Spartan.
Well, at the very least, we know that she's Greek, and that's the problem. If Nolan says, I'm going to make something...
skin, but...
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
olive skin. That means you dark. You're darker. Mediterranean, Greek people, olive skin. That you're not white. You're definitely not white. You're not European. You're not Nordic. You're not Swedish, Scandinavian, Ruski. You're not. You're talking. Once you start adding color to somebody, you're not white. This is basic, rudimentary common sense. You don't need to be a scholar, a historian, you know what I'm saying, a history major to know just basic. We were everywhere, doing everything all at once, right? All those ports that Greece was surrounded by, all the shipping ports in the Mediterranean Sea, everybody mixed and mingled. There was no social construct of race per se. But to sit here and act like it wasn't blacks out there in ancient Greece, I mean black ancient Greece, this is disingenuous. Come on, let's go.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah, if we put this in Los Angeles, then fine.
Well, even he said, you know what, I'm gonna do my own version, and not like, because this is his own version, but be inspired and create my own thing and not call it the Odyssey. And he cast Lupita. Nobody would fucking care.
No.
Look at this. Nolan's Odyssey is literally a Trojan horse to sneak in wokeness, and the masses ate it up. What was woke about it? So you had one character that transitioned in real life, playing a soldier that was sacrificed, lied to. I like I said, these three characters they keep focusing on. Trust me, I'm telling you, combined screen time 10 minutes. Combined. If that trans character bothered you that much, you mean to tell me you spent your good hard-earned money just to hate watch this movie? That's what they did. They spent their good hard-earned money just to sit there and fuming for 2 hours and 45 minutes, face red as a beet, and just smoke coming out the ears, stomping their feet like this. How dare he? How dare he? That's what they did for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Have a temper tantrum. A whole damn temper tantrum.
Nobody would fucking care.
And Homer describes Helena Troy, and guess what? Lupita does not fit the description.
Exactly.
And you can complain.
This is a fictional story. This is how down bad they are, y'all, that they're holding on to fictional stories. They have nothing else left. Hollywood said, we're moving in another direction without you guys. They're holding on to fictional, a 3,000-year-old fictional story. This is all the fuck they got.
All you want about it being
just make a good
film.
Hey, hang on.
There's a point. Description.
Okay, let's talk about that Blood and Bone movie that's coming out. Okay,
now here we go. Now here's where their true selves come out. Now I've talked about the Blood and Bone, and I told y'all what they were going to say. I told you 3-4 days ago when we covered it. They're going to say, hey, where are the white people at? I told y'all it's coming.
Hey, where's the diverse casting, guys? Where the white bitches at?
Well, not just that. Didn't the author write it
everybody's off? African and a story about Africa. I fucking figure.
About that. I did a video about that and the fact that poor little Amanda
Stenberg people were pissed off that.
Well, that's what I was going to go with.
Amanda Stenberg was cast.
Exactly. Did any white people think of that? No, not a.
No, the only person that was upset was the creator, Tomi Ayomi. She was the only person upset about Amanda's casting. Everybody else, there's a bunch of dark and light-skinned blacks all through this movie. Chiwetel Ejiofor is not exactly dark complected. But I told you they're going to start coming for this movie and using this as an example of Hollywood being whatever. Yo, talk about that white man that paid that black woman, gave her a $200 million check and says, go make me a movie. Go make me a big ass spectacle about black girls and magic. Now I have to go support this movie just on GP.
Single fucking one.
Yeah.
But the fucking writer is the one saying the shit. That's my point exactly. We don't care.
The writer said she wasn't dark enough.
Yeah.
The writer
I'm
did.
Just gonna, break.
Yeah, I don't recall the writer saying she wasn't dark enough. I don't recall that. I didn't see that. Did y'all see that? I didn't see that. We went looking for their exchange. I don't recall her saying she wasn't dark enough, because there's a bunch of lighter complected blacks in this movie as well. Come on, let's continue.
Again here and say, we've said Sydney Sweeney 3 times, and Brahma shows up.
Oh yeah,
Like
Beetlejuice.
I'm sorry, Brahma. I'm just saying for the time period and everything, she would have fit the bill. That's all I'm saying. She would have fit the bill.
I actually agree. I agree.
Ancient Greece was swimming in African Swimming in Africans. Swimming in Africans.
I'm on this one.
We're not almost done. Almost done.
Movie.
She's not conventional.
With Brad Pitt as Achilles. I thought Brad Pitt did a good Achilles.
Troy. Yeah.
Troy.
Well, and the funny thing is, as much as
that played the prince, the other guy, Eric Bana, was good.
Yeah. Well, it had a great cast. It was actually really well acted. Yes. Did it diverge from the source material? Yes, it did a lot. There's a lot of problems I have with that movie, but it's still a good movie. Okay.
Yeah, one problem you're not going to have because there were no blacks in Troy. Did black folk complain? No. Did some of us go watch it? Yeah. And do some of us like it? Yeah. But we don't complain about the lack of diversity. Only when it affects them. And then it's a problem. What do you mean no white men, no straight white men in this movie? Sir, the straight white man was the lead man. And he made it back home to his wife that didn't cheat on him when he was gone for 20 years. What's the problem again?
Well, because it allows you to, first off, it doesn't, as much as it deviates, it doesn't violate the source material. I would say,
I don't care.
One of my biggest complaints about that is the fact that, again, much like the Odyssey, they take the gods out of everything.
Yeah. What I was going to say about is that the person that got to play Helena Troy in that film, I didn't think was anywhere near deserving to be Helena Troy.
I don't remember the actress's name.
Diane Kruger. Yeah, she was wasn't she in National Treasure or something like that?
Yes, she was.
She's not that attractive, and yet she did it as Helena Troy, right? Because she was blonde-haired, fair, as it was described, and all that. Yep. Nobody said anything about it. I don't find her attractive at all. But then again, I don't think any woman's worth launching 1,000 ships for. But whatever.
Sir, it's a fictional story. And lesser attractive women have started conflicts on a much lesser scale. Nonetheless, there are a bunch of women that will crash out for what they perceive as a beautiful woman. That's the whole point. It's not about who plays the character. It's about there's a woman out there that is causing 2 men, 3 men, 10 men conflict amongst each other because they all want her to themselves. You don't know anybody that stole somebody else's woman? That's never happened to nobody you know? You don't know somebody that's dead or in jail right now because stole somebody else's woman and he came back for revenge? Like that's a story we all can relate to because we all know somebody that went through it. It ain't that deep, man. Humans aren't that deep. Humans are not that deep.
But I did think that was a very good story told. I thought getting Sean Bean to play Odysseus, is that who it was, or he was?
One last point.
Yeah.
He
was really good in that. And the guy they got to play the King of Troy was, oh God.
Well, the one thing that they did, which I thought was weird, is that they made like Menelaus and Agamemnon a lot younger than that they should have been. Because
Henry Cavill would have been a better Ellen. Oh, that's good. And
anyway,
I understand we're talking about this, and I get it. I get that this person's doing this clickbaity article. I get that. I just don't see enough butts and seats. This is making money off the premium level, and that premium level is going to be there that long.
Well, and that's what we talked about with entertainment in general. We talked about that with comic books is that, sure, you're making more money, but you're selling less copies. And the only reason when you're making more money is because you fucking jack the rates.
Right.
That's a fucking problem.
Tom said earlier, Hollywood's
I think that's it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it is, but
I mean, it's been dead a couple of times.
Hollywood's dying. I don't think movies are dying. I think Hollywood is. Because I think that you'll still have
experience is different.
Hollywood will be just fine. They're catering to their market, which is diverse and mixed. And you guys are going to fall by the wayside and y'all can't stand it. Okay. Observe and report, but if you choose to engage, be mindful. That's all I'm going to say. That man said, that race, that's all they care about. Like, sir, let's not do this. But once again, could I really have an honest discussion with these 4 men and walk away with them trying to say, well, you know what? I guess I could see his. It would never happen. It would never happen. Okay, I don't. Who they? That's not an issue to me. I've had to grow up watching white people be cast as Mediterranean. Whatever the case, passing as Indians and come on, man, like Like, seriously? Okay.